economy. Actually, I'm saying actually way too much. A lot more gas coming in for Mulsori. He does have, let's see, 2, 4. Wow, that's weird. 6 gas, or yeah, 6 geysers under his control versus 2, 4, also 6. That is weird. Okay. Are these not saturated? Yeah, these aren't fully saturated. But then, which ones also weren't? Well, he's barely mining out of these. That's a little strange. Whatever. Oh, these weren't fully saturated either. Okay, so there's like 4 probes mining gas, I think, for Mulsori, but I don't know how much that's going to matter. You can see the 43 SCVs to 62 probes, not at all in Diggles' favor. He really needs to use these mules a little bit better. Let's check out these upgrades again. 2-1, 2-0-0, and also 2-2. We'll have no trouble taking down these Nexus. But an extremely large army coming in from Mulsori on this other side. Looks like, okay, he did have vision of this. That was a Terran corpse that was on the ground there. This base is definitely going to die. This is actually good, able to lift this off while he's kind of cleaning up here. And he probably should defend. He won't be able to counterattack as efficiently. Looks like he is going to move to defense. This is actually really good. I'm actually pretty surprised that he was able to put this down, put this wall up in time. Nice EMPs there. Actually getting all the Templar. So no storms are going to be on the way. Okay, sieging up, and now this should really devastate this army. Nice use of blink. Well, nice attempted use of blink there. He tried really, really hard. But these tanks just going to win the day. Let's see, a few more Marines are on the way. Marauders as well. Working into an Archon. By now, you guys should know my opinion on Archons. Let's see. Diggles still... He's really not using as many as these producing facilities as I'd really like to see. He has a lot more barracks than he's ever needed. Because he has, what, 7 barracks? Yeah, 7 barracks. And at the most, I think he's used is 5. He's using all 7 right now, but in general, he hasn't really been using. He doesn't need these last 2. They haven't really been doing too much for him. Although he does have such a great economy that he should be using everything that he has. He's not using these factories at all. He has 3 here and another 3 here, and something outrageous. Yeah, 4 starports as well, and all of them. No, never mind. Just 2 of them with tech labs. Even though he hasn't really used the tech lab functionality of them at all. He's been going for mostly Vikings and medevacs. So what I'm really trying to say is don't put down buildings that you aren't going to be using. Most importantly, don't put down add-ons that you're not planning on using. So if he had this... I mean, he's had these tech labs on these starports and on these factories for a while. He's been using the factories pretty well, I'll give him that. Pumping out a lot of tanks. They've been certainly helpful for him. But these tech labs have done pretty much nothing. If they were reactors, they would have been a lot more helpful. He's been pumping out quite a few Vikings and a few medevacs. So reactors would have made that process a little bit quicker. And actually prevented him... Well, not prevented him, but it would have made it unnecessary, even more unnecessary, actually, to put down these extra starports. Looks like he's going to take another base. He's also kept control of these towers for most of the game. That's actually been really good on him. And let's see, that bumpiness at the start, never mind. Pretty heavy tank force here. Also got Eminem to support. At this point, he has so many factories, there's no point in keeping on Eminem. I think going heavy tanks, maybe some Thors with some Vikings overhead, and I guess a Raven or two would be nice as well. Because think about it, if Mulsori had DTs, it'd probably be extremely beneficial for Diggles because he'd be using these orbital commands more, which means that he'd be scanning more, but also probably landing down meals more. Mulsori probably just gonna blink across here. Does he have vision? He does have vision. Not shift blinking though, so not gonna be able to get too much done. Please don't blink back. You have plenty of stalkers. There we go. Looks like Diggle's actually setting up siege here. Yeah, like I said, these cannons are gonna be pretty useless. Diggle's doing a good job though. He needs to get vision over here. That's the big thing. Just sacrifice a Viking. Okay, gonna take some unnecessary damage. But gonna be able to finish off most of the rest of the... Yeah, there we go. And again, he's actually been doing a decent job of macroing, getting up more of his army. He's almost maxed out. If he's not upgrading right now, he is upgrading at, let's see, he should be upgrading these as well, but he's upgrading on his eBay, and that's good enough for me. Big force coming down here. I think if Diggles had replaced his unit at this tower, he'd probably be significantly better off, but he is in a decent position here. I would have liked to see some tanks on this ridge actually, but I think that's asking for a little much in this game with these caliber players, because he hasn't really been sending up tanks on this ridge anyway. Just something to watch out for in the future. He needs to back off here. He needs to get all these units in siege range. There we go. But actually, they're just gonna blink in anyway. So right now he shouldn't be moving back, he should be countering. He has a lot of units here that can output a lot of damage. They can easily take out this main. No trouble. But instead they're moving back to defend this. But I mean, even if he loses all these factories, all these producing buildings, everything here, he has so much inside of his base, he can just get another like 50 supply out in maybe 40 seconds. Not 40 seconds. However long it takes to build like a Viking. 42 seconds. I was pretty close. Storming would be nice here. There we go. Storm would be nice here. Here. No. Diggles is going to be able to take this out. He does have a significantly bigger army. Let's look at the supply counts. 113 to 63. There we go. Mulsori finally got a GG actually. But Diggles really he had an advantage for most of the game, for almost all of the game, but he never really pushed on it. That's what he really needs to work on, when he pushes out where his units are, and if he had scouted a little bit better, I think he would have been more comfortable pushing in. So that's most of what I wanted to say. So until I next cast, GG.